the what I come up with essentially is I say that there are a number of possible explanations for flying saucers, but the extraterrestrial is the least likely to be true. Now, that doesn't mean that it is false, but it is, when one examines all of the evidence, it is the hardest one to believe um, for quite a number of reasons. But I won't go there. I just will say we have to look at what was happening at the end of World War II and what was going on with the engineering and manufacturing in Germany of flying saucers. There were a number of key companies and men involved. There was Meta, there was the Horton brothers, Hebermol. These companies were creating, in some cases, flying wings. The Horton brothers were involved and created a flying wing that looks mysteriously like what Kenneth Arnold reported over Mount Rainier. Um, and so the likelihood that the Germans knew anti-grav and they knew how to create these saucers, it is likely that they did and that they were involved in building these things in parts unknown, perhaps Antarctica, perhaps Argentina, perhaps the North polar area, you might say. So they were involved in building anti-grav flying machines, and by 1952, they had created those, and the United States was basically caught off guard. Now, after that, the United States jumped into it, but it was a big secret, and it was something that scared the military and so forth. Um, and so it things took a different tack after 1947 and then 1952, and but it isn't until you get later in the 1960s that it's likely that many of the flying saucers could have been manufactured by the United States. And we've heard a lot about the concept of capturing UFOs, grounding them, and then reverse engineering them.